My guys, my guys, my guys. Oh, what is going on?
What's that?
How's everything going for everybody?
Hey, your setup is hot still. Your speakers, your mic is hot. You got the right you check your settings to make sure your settings.
Yeah, it is. It's on low.
Oh, ooh, your speakers is hot. Boy, they hot. Boy, they hot. There you go. That's a little bit better. I can hear less of it.
I think you got a delay, bro.
You said who?
You got a slight delay, I think.
Do I have a delay, Pete?
I don't know what you're hearing.
Okay.
Yeah, because you responded to my second thing a little bit later. But I don't know. It's on low. It's below middle.
It's all good, dog. It's all good. It's a good day. It's a good day. Shout out to everybody in the chats already. No Ceilings Podcast live, the lunch hour. Feel me? With my homeboys, my big brother Steele, my brother Pete. We up in this thing. Shout out to Bizzo. Shout out to my little Craze. Squishy, hey, still is on time. Yes, he is.
Man, y'all stalled me out, man. Like y'all so
shout out to my boy Fat. That's not us. Squishy notice you don't be on time. It's not me. Still, they want you. This is the hard part when people want you.
Hey man,
they want you here. They want you here. They looking for your contributions to the conversations. In my mind, they shouldn't feed you. I believe you shouldn't feed the trolls.
I'm not a troll, bro. Hey, I do got a question to ask, and tell me am I wrong?
Yes.
So you do know that we looking to buy another house, right?
Yep.
Looking at another house. When you go on Zillow and look at a home, you know how they build these homes now. You're looking at a home and you can get it custom or whatever like that, right? Mm-hmm. Why do they have stuff in there that's not in the house, like a swimming pool? Like I asked the lady about the pool. Oh, that's not really there. That's just to help us sell the house. And then I asked for this extra bedroom, right? This extra room, mm-hmm. Like, we got the bedroom, then they got the hallway you go down for the closet, a bathroom, then there's another room that they got a gym in there. I said, how about that? They said, oh, well, that's not really there either. I said, well, what is in the house that y'all advertising?
You shouldn't buy a brand new house. That's a woman thing.
How is buying a brand new house a woman thing? That don't make no sense, bro.
I understand. It's a lot of emotional connections to it, but women are the ones who want brand new houses. Like that's their thing. So like really, I don't even believe in brand new houses. Like I just think if you're not building it yourself, if you buying a tract home, you're not truly getting what you think you're getting.
No, these houses are getting built. They get built from the ground up. They're getting built. So when we buy the house, it would have to get built. It's going to take 8 months.
No, I get what you're saying. Help me out, Pete. Like it's a part of a tract home deal.
Because every house is new at some point. See, every house is not just come out of an old house, bro. So that don't make no sense. How's that a woman thing?
Because women like brand new houses. Men
you
like
generalize women. You can't generalize women. It might be some women that like old stuff. No, you can't. That's a very chauvinistic viewpoint you got.
No, it's not. Women.
I would call it an efficient viewpoint.
Yeah, women are consumers.
Home is the home. Ask my boy Twan. Twan gonna know what I'm saying. Even Pete know what I'm saying. A new house is just a new house, bro. They ain't a woman thing.
Ask Pete. He right there.
A new house is not a woman thing, bro. A new house is a new house thing.
Depends on the price, like a lot of things.
It's a woman thing.
You get little pomegranates up there, man.
I mean, I don't think that's the point. Let me. Again, this is No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. Click the thumbs up button right there in the corner and shit. You know what I mean? Let people know we on here. That's good looking out. Shout out to my boy Mark already. He done got us covered for lunch. So we definitely gonna be eating chicken Big Macs all the way around.
Don't start.
Man Mark. Happy Friday to y'all. Even Pete. Yes, sir. Mark always give you a hard time, Pete. He really feel like you just like this Republican Trumper. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he's correct.
Still, Pete, 7th Street. What's happening, fellas?
I brought my brother
Hello,
sir. My Midwest consultant on all things hip hop, the originator of hip hop adult contemporary movement. Feel me? And it's all good. I get it, Dan. It sounds like Glasses says some silly ass stuff sometimes. It's not. It's a much richer thought, but I just don't got enough time to explain it. I don't have enough time
even though
to
it's
go.
some BS. Whenever he do that
No.
little promo, he gonna be on some BS. That's why he don't want to bother with it.
No, it's just sometimes it's just like trying to explain. Like I know who's actually wants a brand new house. Like I actually know what's going on. Even if you don't tell me, I know because I know how we are.
You know what? Actually, that's not her. That's me.
I don't want to go through it. I don't want to talk about
me.
it. Let's talk about this on Gangsters Chronicle.
No, we don't talk about homes
talk
against the
about
Chronicles. This the stuff. This the happy hour, ain't it?
Yeah, but this not the happy hour. Everybody's sober. This is
lunch hour.
This is hard
Lunch hour,
people
yeah.
at work. This is hard people at work, right?
Speaking of which, I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know, it'd be more people that drink at their job, man, during lunch hour than ever before.
Yeah, but
There's
that's
a lot of
probably
people
not
I
right.
saw a bunch of truck drivers, man, which made me feel real safe. When I was in Atlanta, I stopped at the gas station right by my mom's house, and I saw a bunch of trucks outside, right? It was dudes out there drinking a beer together. They out there drinking tall cans and hot right in the trunk. And I even smelled some weed. That made me feel real safe on the highway. A bunch of people on 18-wheelers getting drunk, getting chewed, getting obliterated.
I'm gonna drink a 6-pack of Steel Reserve and then hop behind that wheel of an 18-wheeler.
Going
around.
No, we started the lunch hour. We chose this time, right? We chose this time because it's like this is really the most important people that keep America going. And this is the traditional lunch hour for people. So while they're eating their lunch at their jobs, we provide some, some content, some conversation, some things to get the brains flowing. That's why we chose a lunch hour. We could choose a later on time and it'll be a much faster rise to success. But we want this time because this time is the most productive people to me in America, in the world, like that lunch hour. Now, if you just sitting home all day and you catch a lunch hour, that's cool too. But this really is for those people who, they at their cubicle, they at work, they catching all the news and they don't want to hear the talking puppets on TV say some stuff. They want some genuine, they want to be entertained by a genuine thought leader. That's all. That's why it's the lunch hour.
Thought leader. So you a thought leader?
100%.
You see all them thoughts following them around?
Thought leader. I can see the thoughts just following you around everywhere. The thought leader.
Everywhere I go, you're right behind me.
That's the first time I've ever seen Still laugh, dog.
That's true.
You're a thought leader. I could just see thoughts following your
eyes. If you look on the spot, like everybody is saying my thoughts. Oh, shit. They all just be saying my thoughts. They just follow me around and everybody just grab one and then they take it and make content out of it. Me and Pete are thought leaders. I was telling Problem this. Like I'm a thought leader. Problem is an emotional leader. Everything about Problem is emotions.
I don't know if a dude with emotional thoughts can be a leader.
No. He's an emotional guy. Shout out to my brother Gene. Another $20. Okay, we might be doing some ribeyes today, Pete. We up. 20 bucks. There we go. What's up, Gene? Fats Jordan, Bottom Theory, Name Brand. What's happening? Craze. Shout out for the $2. I know still ain't shooting. Yes, he is shooting, but that's all good. I'm not gonna big broken shoot on me. The thing is, still is the reason I started doing streams or podcasts. Between Charlemagne and Steele, let me tell y'all something. I don't really like talking. Most of the time when me and Steele is on the phone, I'm listening.
Yeah, right.
That's really the truth. Like I'm just listening because it works out better for me. But I do have to disseminate so much information out to people so they see what's going through my brain. So I'm gonna jump this off. We're gonna get right to it. Make sure y'all click the link in the description, the No Ceilings Podcast. We got a great episode that just dropped Tuesday. It's incredible. It talks about things that Dirk going through and is all of this stuff worth going to war over women. I'm going to just ask you, Twan. Shout out to Twan, big brother Twan. Do the streets owe Gunna an apology? You know this conversation was birthed out of an ADHD chat, and Trill felt like people owe Gunna an apology. So people owe Gunna an apology. Shout out to Thug. Thug is coming home, you know, minus all of the restrictions. He get to be there for his kids. He get to, you know what I mean, go make his money, take care of his family, his people, right? And he took the route, you know what I mean, that made the most sense for him. So I am really happy for homie because I know how being in jail is and fighting the case. Twan, do we owe Gunna an apology? Do the streets of Milwaukee owe Gunna an apology?
Didn't he spill the beans?
Yes, he did.
Okay, well, move on to the next person, man. He don't deserve shit.
Well, I thought it was unique for Trill. And then even still, right, which I always say, don't feed the trolls, still.
Did he not tell? I'm going to ask you again, 7th Street. Did he not tell?
Yes, he told.
Did he cooperate?
Yes, he did.
Okay, he talked to them people.
Yes, he did.
I'm just trying to ask so many. I mean, he ratted.
Yes.
Okay, well then how the streets don't owe him anything?
But again, I think what's happening is, and this is Trill, like, and this is why I know Trill and Steel are both trolls, because Steel hit me saying the same thing. Let me separate the kind of plea that Thug took.
What did I say? Since you're trying to, what is it that you're trying to put on me now?
Yeah, you owe Gunna an apology. That's what you text me.
You was the first one making songs and all kind of stuff about the man. You didn't even know the full extent of what was going on.
What didn't I know what was going on?
You said, well, you know what I do believe he told anyway.
No,
you was on him. You was on him before he even said something.
It's a video of him telling.
You was on his ass.
He told it's on tape.
I don't think he was the only one that told though.
What the hell does that even mean?
What does that mean? I mean, that okay.
What?
No, I'm just saying though. The thing is, what I'm saying is G was on his head before he even knew he was gonna tell.
No, I wasn't. I got on his head after he told.
Oh, you was on his ass, G.
Because the reporting was he's preparing to tell. He's being brought to testify like next Tuesday or something.
And I do agree that he told. Now let me ask you this. I don't know if Thug necessarily got a good deal. That man is on 15 years probation. You know how hard that's gonna be?
You can't sneeze wrong.
You know how much nicer that is than
The
30 years inside?
Yeah, but still though, if he slips up, because sometimes they just try to get you any way they can.
Wait a minute. Back up. How do I owe him an apology?
Man, I was just saying that to get under your skin.
Okay,
Like a troll.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
You the one that posed that question, do the streets owe him an apology? I said, yeah, Glasses, you owe him an apology.
I know Steel wasn't saying. I know Steel didn't believe that shit.
No, I know how Glasses, see, I don't like snitches either, but Glasses got a real personal disdain for him.
Shout out to Montega, still is a buster. He's a troll. Don't feed the trolls, B.
That nigga called
Don't
me
feed
a
the
buster.
trolls.
Got me fucked up.
Because you did. If you saying I owe him an apology, and you keep saying
that
like,
was just
I'm
me
like,
messing with you. If you look at the context of it, you sent the text and said, "Do the streets owe Gunna an apology?" I said, "No, Glasses does." It was just me fucking with you, bro.
You were trolling.
He was joshing.
Yeah, I was
joshing.
Man. I was messing with you.
One of my words.
Half the stuff I said was just to get under your skin.
Oh, so you always troll?
Yeah, pretty much, because it's so
half
fun.
the time. Half the stuff.
Half the time.
Yeah. Half the time that he makes it onto the pod is when he trolls.
Peter, if I'm not here, it's because I'm out doing something.
So why don't you tell us? Hey,
you know what, G, I usually do tell you, but your mind is so bad, bro, because you be having a million things going on.
Tell me, I can remember a thing.
And you know what? I will be honest. Sometimes some stuff just come up, bro, but I will always text you and say, hey, man, I can't come on today.
No, you won't. You've never texted me with that.
Gee, you know I'm always there for you, man. You don't done me so bad.
You my big brother.
When we first started doing this podcast, right? This when Glasses was living downtown. We'd be sitting to do the podcast. I'll be outside his door waiting, and I'll call him. Oh, give me 5 minutes. I'll be there in 5 minutes. An hour later, still no Glasses.
Dude, I've driven to Palmdale and had that happen at least a half a dozen times.
Still no Glasses. So you give me a break if you got to wait sometimes, bro. Because you the worst at that.
I don't mind. Still, I'm used to you doing this to me. I'm not tripping. What I'm saying is, look. So before all of these geeks, because I'm not gonna call them nerds. Nerds are smart and do researches. I'm gonna call most of these people geeks because they're just technologically savvy enough to post silly shit.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with Thug and what happened with Thug and what happened with Gunna is different. Gunna, when he took a plea, he wouldn't admit to doing anything wrong. He acknowledged everybody else around him was doing something wrong. They asked him, they said, did you inadvertently fund this? They asked him first off, is YSL a gang? And he said yes. The charge on Thug and his crew was that YSL was a gang. Their defense was it was a record label. Hold on. Their defense was it was a record label and not a gang. So if the first part of your plea, the first question they ask you is YSL a gang, and you say yes, that's telling.
Yeah, he pretty much
say
the whole thing.
If they ask you, did crime happen? Not you doing crime, but did crime happen around you? And you say yes, then you're telling. If you say, if you and Thug are in a car, it's y'all two in the car, and the police pull y'all over, and they find guns, and they find drugs, and all kind of illegal other things, and you say, these are not my drugs, you are telling. Thug is different. Thug admitted and apologized for crimes.
Laugh for 5 seconds though, 7th Street. Just laugh for 5 seconds though, because you want to. This shit is hilarious.
You know what, I'm gonna tell you this. This is kind of messed up.
You would think it would be so easy to understand, though, dog. Like, I hate when people make the streets this overtly dense thing. Don't get me wrong; it's not as shallow as the average person think. Right? It's not as shallow, but it's also not as deep. Like, it's really simple things.
Is Gunna like basically just Drake, where he's just a super square guy for life, and he just happened to get and they were irresponsible for bringing him into this and getting him implicated in this stuff, and all he's trying to do is make music and whatever the hell?
You know what's funny? I don't quite know, and
neither do I.
Gunna was presented to me as a Crip. Personally and like privately and publicly.
Okay. That's
See, hold on. See, I got a question for y'all, right? They saying that there's a backloaded 20-year prison sentence that could kick in after probation if he doesn't follow the guidelines of his probation, right?
That's kind of usually the case with probation.
Yeah, but listen, they was trying to give a man 25 years in prison, another 25 years in prison, and another 20 years of probation after that. Like, they really was trying to watch this dude.
It is a it is a state charge of racketeering. You're watching them do it to Puff without a dead body or multiple dead bodies or shootings. Yes. His sentence is 40 years. That's his actual sentence. So we're going to talk about Thug's sentence. Thug's sentence is 40 years. He took 5 years time served, 20 years cut out. The other 20, you feel me, is a tail hanging. That if he does anything, they could make him walk the other 20 off.
That's crazy, man. I don't like that probation stuff, man. That probation stuff can get very tricky, man.
Do y'all understand what happened with Thug? Like, Thug had a charge where they were saying he was like a real Rico. Like, I keep trying to get all of y'all in the chats and the comments and to understand this, and y'all don't get this. It is crazy to charge Puff with a racketeering charge and no one else is charged. That's not an organization, right? That Rico, the O of Rico, is organization. It means people. Thug was facing the same charge from a state perspective with bodies, found drugs, found guns, murders, a history of crime past, like a history of crime, real gang crime was his charge. So they were trying to give him the rest of his life in prison. He pled out on a 40-year sentence. But again, how they structured the sentence, the time he served in jail, and then they suspended 20 of it. And then
he's been in there for 5 years.
They showed him love. They gave him a day for every day, basically.
You know how they give you a day for day. Pete, it's some shit that the
2.5 is the equivalent of 5, Pete.
Yes.
Based on the fact
Okay.
that
In
he
prison.
sat for 2.5.
So
He sat
that
in-
sounds more like 2 for 1.
basically, that's what I'm saying. For every day they give you one.
Oh, I thought you meant for every day you're in there, they
No,
count you one.
so
I got
one
you.
counts for
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one counts for 2.
24-hour counts as 48 hours.
Gotcha.
Right. So
365 days is 2 years.
it's 700. Yeah. There you go. So they gave him 40 years. This is what people not catching. They gave him 40 years. They said you serve 5 because they gave him a day for day of sitting, right? 2.5 years, roughly 5 years. And then they said, okay, we're going to count this towards 20 years. We're not going to make you do the other 15. But on the last 20, you're going to serve 15 years on probation. If you violate, you may have to walk off all 20. So yeah, he did not walk away from this case easily. Like it was some stuff, but the fact that that man is able to come home, be with his family, he ain't going to a halfway house, none of that. Now it's really up to him. Can we say, can we say they set him up for failure? You could say 1,000 things, but really the fact that he was able to come home after that type of serious charge is his attorneys did the most. They really did an incredible.
Yeah, because you know what, man, Thugger was down there. He was real active for real.
I mean, but mine is any thoughts of guilt or like that case is serious. And this is what I keep telling y'all. They're charging Puff like that. They're charging Puff worse than that. They charge R. Kelly like that. And
Yeah,
y'all not
I don't think Puff did nothing nowhere near the stuff dude did. The crazy part about it is Gunna still signed to him. You think he still go do his thing with Gunna after this?
Yes. But this is my point. Like I'm hearing more and more that Gunna is not this guy. I don't know. I don't want to get into which guy is which guy. I don't know. I'm saying to me, he was presented as a Crip publicly and privately. So rules apply. You cannot incriminate someone else to avoid accountability. If we thugging, we thugging. Even if you not doing nothing, if we together thugging, you can't tell the police everybody else thugging but me. That's telling. Go ahead, Twan.
So the totality of this situation to me is that they gave him a very long rope to either swing with and change his life, or he can hang himself. Because what I have found is that I walked off 4 years of parole, okay? And within that 4 years of parole, I was blessed to have an agent that the minute I introduced her to my mom and my grandmom, and she saw my familial atmosphere, I wasn't on like what it said on paper versus to who I am was 2 different things. And I was able to show her that through consistency. She backed up off me, man. Like my 4 years went like that. And it seemed like 4 years went like in 2 years to me, based on the fact that I didn't just forge a relationship and butter her up and be on some BS and on the low. She could pop me at any minute if she pop up at the right time. No, man, I sincerely made the commitment to correct some shit in my life, right? So when you relate that to Thug, he got all the tools to do that with. You can move, you got resources, you got people that want to work with you. You got everything at your disposal that the average former inmate trying to avoid recidivism doesn't have. 9 times out of 10 at their disposal. Funds, the ability to relocate, and people that want to help pull you up out of whatever it is that you were in, right? So I sincerely hope for the young man that he takes heed to the blessing that he just got, because it can be a blessing or it can be a curse.
You think he has any money left?
He ain't broke, man. That dude ain't broke. He ain't broke.
Were they litigating that for 2 years?
My broke and Thug's broke is 2 different broke stuff.
He not poor, but he broke. He spent a ton of money, which is kind of
he spent some money.
Yeah,
he spent some money.
He spent all the money.
Okay.
Shout out to
I
Revenge.
would imagine that's millions and millions of dollars. I don't think after the fact he has millions and millions of cash lying around.
He's gonna definitely be able to go. He's gonna get the opportunity to come up though. He's gonna get the opportunity to make some of that money back for sure.
That
was kind of my question. Oh, sorry.
No, you good.
No, go ahead, Pete.
No, I was like, it's probably more if he had enough money to just like sit back and ride it out or whatever the hell, and just have money make money for him, and he could like insulate himself from risk. But if he has to go out and be in the studio, be on the road, do those kind of things, it's going to be much more challenging not to just be incidentally adjacent to possible violations by proxy based off of what other people around you are doing in that world. You know, that's all I was getting at.
Before we get to that, still look up that list of things that's on his probation. It's really bad. It's a lot of stuff he can't do, but
I'm sure like there's association terms with a lot of that stuff. So I mean, like he can't probably go on tour with half of the artists that he want to tour with.
You can't associate with known felons, blah blah blah. You can't do none of that.
You can't be around people smoking weed in a lot of places.
Before we get to the challenges of Thug's probation, Revenge, shout out to Revenge. He just didn't get caught up. That's all. Glasses. What's the definition of a snitch? A snitch is somebody who, any criminal, right, who informs on the police about a crime, about someone else's crime to avoid accountability for their crime. That's what a snitch is. So if you're signed up to any level of criminal organization and you tell on someone else to avoid accountability for your own crime, you're supposed to make the state work to prove you are guilty of a crime. That is for sure the one job you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to inform the authorities on someone else's crimes. That's the problem. Shout out to the homie Craze. Man, appreciate that $5, my boy. His testimony looked even more funny in the light because Thug wouldn't even agree to say YSL as a gang is a part of his plea because that would lose the RICO case. That's why he wouldn't do it. Like you would lose the RICO case. Shout out to the homie Craze. I ain't never heard Cuz claim his neighborhood. He a Crip from where? He from neighborhood Crip, or at least that's what he was saying he was. Shout out to Revenge. Never heard that rule. If you wasn't doing nothing, you wasn't doing nothing. Then you just say you wasn't doing nothing. You don't say what no one else was doing. That's the problem, Revenge. You can't say somebody else is doing something and if you're not doing nothing, then that's your stance. Your stance is I'm not doing anything. But if you offer information on what other people are doing, that makes you a rat, especially in accountability. When it comes, they're saying, hey, we think you're doing this. And it's like, okay, that don't mean you get the right to say, no, I'm not doing that. These people are doing that. That's what makes him a tattletale.
Well, at least they're letting them travel domestically and internationally. It says that Young Thug is prohibited from associating with gang members, victims, and other defendants in the case, except for his brother and fellow rapper Gunna, due to existing contractual obligations. He is also barred from promoting gang-related activities and is not allowed to use gang signs or language. Further stipulations include undergoing random drug testing and refraining from gun possession. Notably, he is permitted to travel for work both domestically and internationally during his probation. Prosecutor Adrian Love highlighted evidence intended to establish Young Thug's guilt, including excerpts from his rap lyrics, and requested a 45-year sentence comprising 25 years of incarceration followed by 20 years of probation. In contrast, Young Thug's lead attorney Brian Steele contested the prosecution's claims, arguing that the evidence was weak and expressing concerns over the use of lyrics in the case.
To me, like I don't want to wish nothing bad on dude, man. Like he got so lucky, bro. He got so lucky.
Call it a
if
blessing,
there's
bro.
one thing specifically in that, I don't think it's the street part. I don't think it's the hanging out with other criminals. That's the problem. I think Thug is a junkie. And I think that is the problem.
Well, that's what I was going to say, G. You know, when they tell them the drug testing, you know how hard it is for some of these brothers to put weed down, even though.
Yeah, and I think that's his problem. I think if he does have a problem, like that would be the problem, him being a junkie, because you know when you have money, like to Pete's point, I shout out to the homie Ron. He still got money. I think he definitely spent all his money, but I think somebody of his social status and opportunities, it won't be nothing for him to walk out and go pick up $1 million, $2 million to make a record. It won't be nothing for him to go walk outside and pick up 3 years, $3 million in concerts. You know what I mean? Like he won't have a problem getting back to some money. So I think he'll be able to regroup fine. The thing is, man, when he's been in jail for a while now, fighting the case. he probably, this is going to sound messed up. I just think he needs to go to a rehab. I think he really that's his battle. All the other stuff is easy. All the other stuff, the street stuff, that's easy to deal with. That's not hard to deal with. Like, you know, he can't go to Metro Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like he can't go to Metro Atlanta. All that stuff is easy. Hanging around criminal, that's easy. He don't have to do none of that. Like that is not something he has to do. But man, when you know, drugs is serious, and enough is not being said in America about drugs. You know what I mean?
Serious.
Like his that would be his, you know, burden to bear. You know what I mean? Like how is he going to deal with having endless money, dealing with everything he's just been through and everything he's been through before? Remember, most people are doing drugs to kind of get rid of those demons and to counter those demons, to ignore the demons in their mind. So that's how most people end up doing drugs, right? Like it could start off as a party or as a way to escape, but then it becomes something you rely on, whether it's pain or anything else.
In
So
theory,
like,
he should be tried out though, because he's been locked up for 5 years. But then ain't no telling
stop that, Steele. Stop that.
But that's what I just said. Ain't no telling what he's getting while he's locked up.
they actually pinched people coming in there with drugs.
Stop. They know that. Now, Steele, you know, like I know, we all know this. They got demonstrations right up in there, bro. What I wanted to say too, real quick, is that the most ingenious way for Thug to alleviate any financial situation he may have, because like y'all said, he spent a bunch of money, 2.5 years eating Jack Mac and paying for your phone calls and whatever the cost was, right? I would do a crowdfunding like how De La Soul did on their last album.
Sure.
When De La was so intelligent, they didn't even need it. They didn't even need it. But once people found out De La was getting their masters back from Tommy Boy and stuff like that,
yeah,
and then they put up a crowdsourcing for their last album, and they got like 2 or 3 times the amount that they even requested. And I know for a fact that Thug, being as revered, they'll give Thug, like you just said, that $2 million that you talked about, he'll get that from crowdsourcing like that.
You know what though, Twan? I'm gonna tell you this right now. I know a company right now, man, that's throwing money out there for people's catalogs. Thug can probably go pick up $10-15 million right now just for his previous works, depending on what kind of publishing situation they got.
He don't have to do that. His social cachet is through the roof. And Twan is right. He could crowdfund $10 million. I mean, let's be honest, bro. He can go to he can do a show at the State Farm Arena. Is that in Atlanta? Like, I think that's what they call it. Bro, he would sell it out, bro. The
Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, Mercedes-Benz.
He's not going to have an issue with money. Like, has Gunna money helped Thug over the last year and a half? To some degree, but to fight a case, you know, shout out to everybody in the chats. No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 noon. Click the thumbs up button for me real quick. Feel me? Make sure you subscribe to the No Ceilings podcast in the description below. Executive produced by Charlemagne the God, Black Effect Network, and iHeart. I don't think Thug's problem is going to be money. He's in a position to, he might have spent a lot of money fighting this case. He definitely spent a ton of money. But, man, all of these labels, you know, there's access. His social cachet is through the roof. Like Twan is saying, that's a brilliant idea. He could crowdfund a record and
he'll have 3 million. He'll have 3 million by Sunday. If he put up a crowdfunding today, he'll have about 2 or 3 million by Sunday.
Because he's not on 300 no more, is he?
I mean, he could go to any label in the country right now and probably get $2 to $3 million for a record, for an album. I mean, he could go to the Mercedes-Benz Arena and do a concert and probably, you know, do $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. Like, that's not, he's fine. The money won't be the problem. Even him getting this opportunity, this second chance, fighting that type of case, man, he not only does it raise his social cachet, but it's really God blessing him with another opportunity at life. So I don't think all the other restrictions really would be his problem. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, his issue would only be that one thing, that, you know, he's a junkie and he's been using drugs to get through everything he's been getting through. Now, if that is not a problem, man, Thug is going to be straight. I mean, he's not, the people he got to deal with ain't going to be no issue. It ain't going to be none of that, bro. Everything about him is going to be A1. Like, he's in a great position. Shout out to Name Brand. How much business is allowed in the streets with rats? Not as many as you think. It's a lot more crime happening versus how much ratting is happening. He been locked up for 5 years. He probably good now. He ain't been locked up for 5
He ain't
years.
been locked up no 5 years. They gave him 5 years. They gave him
And-
every day he did. They gave him a day, bro. So he did 2.5. They made it out to 5.
Shout out to oh, this is a good point. Shout out to the homie Revenge. I believe Gunna did not snitch. It's a plea to say you're guilty, although you are saying it's not a gang. Nor could it be used against Thug in trial. A smart street man says that's not snitching. That's not true. None of that you're saying is not true. If Gunna said I did this and then he took a plea, then that wouldn't be snitching. If he says someone else did it, that is snitching. And yes, all of that stuff can be used at trial. They were calling people up who took deals. All of those lies that Alfred pleas can't be brought into court is a lie. Like, I don't know who keeps disseminating false information that's really obvious that that's just not.
But didn't he testify? I thought that the video was him on the witness stand. Was I
he
wrong?
was taking a plea. He was taking a plea on the witness stand. He was taking a plea on the witness
It
stand.
is hilarious.
The
bro.
witness stand to what?
Well, when you take a plea, they make he wasn't on the stand. He was actually in the seats where you defend from, and they were asking him questions. They were saying, "Are these your statements?" And then the statements were pretty.
He wasn't on the stand. He wasn't on the
Oh,
witness stand
God.
in Thug's trial. Then, whereas I followed this lightly at best.
Yeah, hold up. Statements made by Gunna.
I didn't think he was sitting at the table though.
Yeah, he was sitting at the table. Yeah,
Oh, what time?
but yes. So
I'm sorry, Ninja. I'm trying to come home.
shout out to Revenge. He didn't say someone else did it. He was saying, no, it's not a gang, but you're going to charge me with anyway. That's not what happened, Revenge. He said it actually is a gang. I don't know how you don't know this. This is exactly what he said.
It behooves you before you say certain stuff to do your research like thoroughly.
Yeah, I don't know how you
check it 2 or 3 or 4 times before you say it, man.
That's not true, Revenge.
It behooves you, bro.
After each statement, whether or not you agree or acknowledge that the statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you hear that, Revenge? That's him saying that that's a gang and he has knowledge of someone else committing a crime in the name of the gang, Revenge. I don't know how you saying he said it's not a gang. He didn't say that. He said it was a gang. I don't know how you missed that. Yeah, you tripping. That's him.
Do your due diligence, bro, before you.
Yeah, I don't know how you got that, Revenge. Like you said you did your research, but it's obvious you missing this simple point.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
That is him saying it's a gang and he has personal knowledge that members have did things to further the agenda of the gang. And he said, yes, ma'am.
You had that saved on the phone, nigga. You had that saved in the song. Huh?
I have it on the song.
Loke be on some
That's what I'm
bullshit.
saying. He got that on the song because Laz had that ready for him.
7th Street be on some bullshit, man.
That's him telling. Yeah, that's actually Revenge the Rico charge.
This isn't him on the stand.
Dog,
Right
when you
there?
got the audio, the video.
No, that's not him. That's not him.
Oh, it's not. I was just trying to pull it up.
Shout out to Revenge. He said,
Who's
yeah,
that
I
then?
got it. But I'm saying that's a plea. Like Thug didn't admit to guilt. No, Thug admitted to guilt.
Yeah,
Revenge.
they wasn't gonna let him out.
He took a plea, but I'm for sure. Yes, he admitted to guilt. He was apologizing for like a good 5 minutes.
Type shit.
Like, yes, Thug admitted to things he did, right? Gunna admitted to things that Thug did.
That everybody else did.
Shout out to AJ. He definitely didn't know what he was saying. Oh, no, AJ. No, AJ, you can't say he didn't know what he was saying. He was
I think
listening.
he talking about the. I think he talking about the other guy. I think he talking about the other
Oh,
guy
he
that
talking
you
about
just
revenge.
that you
Yeah,
just
revenge is tripping.
corrected.
Yeah, I don't know
think-
what revenge. I'm
I
like,
think
yeah,
the
he
guy
did
that you
revenge.
just corrected. Yeah,
Shout out to Squishy. Pete, we don't all look alike. No, we don't, Pete.
type shit.
No, that was the title of the video.
Oh god.
It was mistitled.
Yeah, you're right.
Or if it wasn't mistitled, there was a lot of shit on the title.
Chat. Yeah, revenge kind of had it wrong. Yeah, I think Thug's situation. Look, man, I just want to be happy for somebody who could have got the rest of their life
Man.
based off of accusations and stuff. And I'm just happy he has another chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy he needs another chance. Like he gets another chance to do it again. God willing, everything go right for him. His family benefit, everything solid. That's all I'm hoping for, the best. Shout out to Name Brand. So Gunna's still outside because Thug need his money. You know what's funny, Name, bro? I've been in the streets my whole life. That is not about, people don't kill you for being a snitch all the time. People kill you to usually, if you telling in the middle of a case, you know what I'm saying, and you can get somebody sent, to prison, that's when you die. Normally, when people told, bro, they would actually just disappear. They wouldn't go by their street name anymore. They would just be John and they be working a life and they'll move somewhere far out and just live their life like a regular person. They would understand how much shame they brought to themselves and the community, and they would just disappear. So it wasn't always, snitches was in graves. You might have got beat up if you came around and you told, snitches get stitches. They get beat up because you done shamed and embarrassed all of us. One of the most embarrassing things is when your homeboy tell. That is like one of the worst feelings in the world.
Especially if y'all was together a lot.
Betrayal.
Especially if y'all was tight.
It's ultimate betrayal. I had a homeboy. My boy. Did you get to meet Ted when he was out here, G?
Yeah.
Man, a dude that we grew up with. I'm talking about literally from the time we was 4 or 5 years old, man, grew up with together. He told on the homie. The homie was out the game already. Came to do him a favor. And he hadn't lined him up. When people snitch, dog, it's because they don't want to be accountable for their own sins, dog. I truly believe that. We all got choices, man. We all have a choice to making stuff. We can say no, but if you choose to do something, dog, you got to ride whatever consequence come with it.
Shout out to Amber Walls. Why is questioning of forgiving Gunna under discussion because Thug wants to be his friend again? If so, maybe the question should be, why does Thug want to befriend him? I think Thug is a little street, so he understands the nuances of what that person was into. I don't know, like that where Thug is at with it, that's his business. That's his cross to bear. You know what I mean? Like that's however he wants to affiliate himself with an artist that's signed to him. You know what I mean? Maybe he knows in the back of his mind, Gunna ain't on that type of time. Like, I don't know the depth of what Thug knows in the case. I just know that what Gunna did is tell him based off the behest that he's a Crip and, he said he's thugging. Now, if Gunna is a square dude, you know what I'm saying? If Gunna is a square dude that is just rapping tough, then no, it's not telling. No, it's not. You know what I mean?
He's a civilian.
He did what people supposed to do when they're getting confused for crimes. But if to any degree he is thugging to any degree, if he ever does anything that's any level of criminal lifestyle, yeah, that's telling for sure.
Type shit.
Shout out to the homie Craze. Like, what do y'all really expect to happen? A public figure during a case with the whole world watching some shit is just common sense. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Revenge, pre-trial, Gotti got a YSL charge and he already did time for it. That's cool too, but in the middle of a RICO case, the one thing they're trying to prove is you're a gang and you have committed crimes to the gang's benefit. So if you say that, then that's why Thug had to take that plea, because they already made it like they pretty much had the RICO trial proven. And this is what I was telling the homie Mikey on ADHD. That, like, I don't care about all the shenanigans his lawyers doing and winning the trial in the court of public opinion. They had already got enough people to say, including Gunna, that YSL was a gang and that crimes had happened in commission of furthering the gang's agenda. That's the trial loss. Now, how much other stuff can they prove on him is a different thing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Y'all would know if I better than I did. The question is, if Gunna is just somebody that really ain't street at all, and he's just rapping about it, you know, I really wouldn't listen to him anyway. I don't know why would y'all. I don't care how good his music is, bad or good. I don't want to hear somebody completely faking an existence. Like I would hold you to these standards. You know what I mean? And maybe that's the street in me. But you know, maybe y'all know that. You know, shout out to everybody in the comments. Maybe y'all know that you know, he's not like that. Shit, I don't know. That's I thought I
Well, see,
believe
the
it.
thing is, man, you can't mess with a person like that, man, because that's a character flaw.
No,
A
that's
person
why.
to do some shit like that, dog, he's subject to do anything, man.
Yeah, no. That's why I wouldn't mess with him. You know what I mean? Snitching ain't about some street code. It's snitching is as bad as not raising your child.
Mm.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's
As a
what I
man.
think, because we all got choices. Twan, Peter, you understand what I'm saying? If we decide to go hop a gate, I make a choice to go hop that gate with y'all. If I happen to get caught in the process, I can't be mad at y'all. I got to suffer whatever fate has for me.
That's why I didn't do. That's why I didn't do co-defendants. Whenever I was in that life, I don't believe in co-defendants, bro. Because then I got a whole lot to worry about. Now you got to worry about me. I don't worry about it.
Trek said it best. I do my dirt all on my lonely.
Here's something that I say and people don't like it, but this is what I really feel. I told Still this before. I think a snitch. So while the act of pedophilia is worse than the act of snitching, a snitch is worse than a pedophile. Now the acts are something different. Like I said, the act of snitching is worse than the act. Excuse me, the act of pedophilia is worse than the act of snitching. But a snitch is worse than a pedophile every day. A pedophile is a weirdo who got something wrong with their mind where they see a kid. Like none of us make a choice to not be a pedophile. None of us don't have that choice. I've never saw an attractive 7-year-old in my life, even when I was 7. I've never had to turn down the attraction to an 8-year-old girl.
Hey,
Never
we
in my
might
life.
want it because you know they be tripping on YouTube about that stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I've never saw an attractive child.
Could you at least, for YouTube's sake, they like minor attracted person?
Yeah, something like that, dog.
Well, anyway, I've never been attracted to a prepubescent teenager. Like I just never thought that was attractive. A snitch is different. A snitch is making a conscious choice to avoid accountability. They just choosing to do it. So it's a horrible choice. Like snitching and not raising your child, your son as a man or daughter is the same exact person. Same person. I genuinely hope your kids grow up and call you a snitch. That would be the best, scenario in my mind. Shout out to Tree. Never liked Gunna, still don't, but it's not because he snitched. Yeah, I don't think that have anything to do with it. Yeah, I don't care. Shout out to Name Brand. A CI is worse than a rat, though. Them type got to go to the upper room. You know what? A CI is different. They the police. You know what I mean? If you're just somebody working the streets as a police, you're a police. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever happened to them happens to them. Shout out to Todd. Gunna snitched twice, once on another case in ATL, then on his YSL case. I hope that's not true.
Is he from Atlanta?
A YN could accidentally snitch. You can't accidentally be a prepubescent attracted person. You can't accidentally snitch.
Like what? Accidentally?
Can't accidentally tell. You just told. Shut up. It's simple. Again, like a prepubescent attracted person, right? Is they can't help this attraction, so then they have to
They
fight.
can help the acting upon it,
which is why I say the act is worse, but the actual person, like, how do you like? You're not like your brain. There's nothing wrong with your brain. That's not why you tell it. You just don't want to be held accountable.
Maybe they're easy road attracted people. They're just attracted to the easy road. They can choose to succumb to the seduction of the easy road, or they can choose to resist said seduction.
Yeah, that's definitely different. I just thank God that little wire in my brain ain't there. That's just such a weird
Man,
thing.
I don't believe that. G. I just think them people are sick, man.
That's what I just said.
I think, man, just like you put one thing that nature get right, man. When a dog have a litter of puppies, and if something wrong with them puppies, they shoot them, they kill them.
Yeah. The same thing is true with
Yeah.
chickens. It's funny. I remember my mom, was a school teacher, used to bring little chickens home because they would show them to the class and stuff like that. And if there was a weak one, they would peck that thing until it died.
Yeah, it should be the same thing, man.
Shout out to the homie Ron. Gunna was a square. He didn't realize YSL was really in the streets. A lot of dudes like that in the rap game. Ron, if he's a square,
how do we know that is all?
Yeah, if he's a square, why is he talking tough? Why is he talking street?
That's the thing. He's in a tough spot. Either you're a snitch or you're a complete fraudulent perpetrator. There's really not a third option to me.
And I don't believe Gunna was thugging. He didn't even do nothing. He was an upstanding gangster. Then he's not a gangster at all. So why would y'all as fans let somebody that y'all know ain't street make a catchy song about being street? Or even support somebody that's not street at all, or listen to them?
Because it's the thing to do. Gee, you know, when I first came to California in 1988, and you know, I was doing my thing out there, whatever, I made a conscious decision not to play with no gangbanging. I never got quoted on in no neighborhood or nothing like that, because I understood the seriousness. And when you made that choice, it was certain consequences, you know, that came with that, especially back then. If I would have got jumped, like let's say I'd have found people to put me on insane, that means I'd have limited half the places I can go in California. Or knowing that I was going to get into some BS if I did go out there. I think, man, people play with gangbanging. And I think it's just the culture of it just looks so appealing, man, to people, that they do this stuff without understanding that there's certain consequences that come with it.
Shout out to Kelvin, law-abiding thug. The problem with that is the definition of a thug is a violent, aggressive person, especially one who is a criminal. So they don't go together.
It's like saying make an honest woman out of you. Those two things don't go together.
Yeah.
It's called an oxymoron.
Shout out to Revenge. It was a joke, but seriously, some Crips get money, not do crime. Then that's not quite what it is. Like that, like if you're a Crip, then you are bounded by the restriction of not informing the police on other people's crimes. That's the point. Like, why is he any of those things? Like, why would?
If you're a Crip who does not do crime, it should be pretty easy, because it would be that much harder for them to have something on you.
Yes. Or if you hang with, see, the thing about Cripping is you hang with people who do crime, knowingly that they do crime. It's like right now where I'm at in my life. If I went to, let's say one of my homeboys had a crack spot, a rock spot that was doing well, and I wanted to watch the boxing match, and I go to his house to watch the boxing match, but I know this is a rock house, and I walk in that house and the police raid it. I cannot, with a real conscience, tell the police, hey, I just came to watch the game. They were selling rocks. That's why you don't go to a rock house and watch the boxing match. You have to find somewhere else, because you can be held accountable for going at a place that you know crime is happening, or hanging at a place where crime is
rock'em
happening.
sock'em.
Rock'em sock'em robots. Look at that. I'm done.
Shout out to the homie Todd. These idol worshiping fans believe anything these ninjas say in these raps. Is that true though? Like,
what, man, we talk about it all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Half these motherfuckers faker than motherfucking $4 bills, man. You know that?
Yeah, we just had a different time right now. I just come from a different era, and
you know that these old funny ass acting dudes, man, they all from like 80% of these dudes is fraudulent.
But my question is, why? Like, you don't have to be gangster to be street. Like, hip hop very much a street urban culture, right? Don't get me wrong, personified through the arts elements, right? Okay, cool. That don't change that Tribe Called Quest talk like people talked on a corner. They didn't talk about the same exact things. They phrased it in their understanding of what was happening in their life using the same lingo that we all have growing up.
Gee, you know as well as I know, man, especially if you're a rapper coming from LA, if you're not affiliated with gang culture, it's gonna be hard for you, dog.
That's
You
not
know that. Yes, it is. Name one successful rapper who ain't from the neighborhood out there.
Cube ain't from no neighborhood.
But he claimed, but he projects that imagery though.
What about his brother?
For the longest,
Cube
you thought
kind of
Cube had been
predates
from a
that,
gang,
though.
dog.
Cube predates that moment.
Cube
He's a bad
talks
example.
about this. Hold
He
up.
does.
Cube talks
He
about
does.
Cube. When you first saw Cube, you thought Cube was from a gang.
no. Cube looked like he was from the streets. That's the
He was
difference.
a gang, and I'm in it.
He's talking about the rap group.
I don't know, man. I think you're giving him a
Cube
bad.
seemed
And
more
this
like
ain't
he was
nothing
from a
bad
gang when
against
he was
Cube,
from
but I'm
West
just
Side
saying, though,
Connection.
everybody from LA, man, acts like they from a gang, dog.
No, they act like
Every
they are.
successful person.
No, they act like they are street. See,
I'll put it like this.
And hold on, Twan. This is the problem, bro. Like you keep confusing that everybody in the streets is from a gang. They're not. Cube never acted like a gang member. He acted like he was street.
He acted like a gang member. That's my opinion, though. I may be wrong, but he acted like a gang member.
Close.
When I saw Cube next to WC, I automatically knew the difference. When I saw him around Mac 10, I automatically knew the difference. Like just a certain aura. And I don't think he ever I never heard Cube even when Dope Man was out. And when they came out with straight out of Compton, I really didn't. And I was going back. I was coming out to LA at that time, and I used to hear different things about Cube, but I ain't even get into all of that. But never heard dude is like a hardcore gang member, or not like 8. Like 8, it was automatically spelled out. It's spelled out in his name. You see in 8's name, he's banging, like he's letting you know, right? Cube, I didn't feel that way about. I don't know about y'all.
Again, I think the confusion is street and gang.
Yeah,
Yes, gang is a culture in Los Angeles street life, but there is a lot of people that's just from the streets in Los Angeles street life. Shout out to the homie Kelvin. He makes a great point. I'm not from a gang, but I understand basic street unwritten rules. Shout out to the homie Brandon Peters, one of the best journalists out of the Bay. Tyler, the creator, is hella successful, and he's not from a gang.
There's one dude.
Yeah, he's like the only really example, other
There's
than like
a lot of success.
Like I would say, I think there's a period of time like in LA's
Exhibit is not from a
chronology.
gang.
You said that
No,
Exhibit
Exhibit
was
is not from a gang, but you don't understand. They project that imagery. They
I
up there
thought you said
walking and
Exhibit was
doing
a Crip
everything
from
else.
like Shoreline or something like that.
Listen, hold up.
He say, listen.
And this ain't no diss to none of them people. This ain't no diss to Cube.
No, shit.
None of them. But they all projecting the role of being a Crip.
You keep conflating.
They are projecting Cripping. Seriously. You know they is.
Bone project Cripping? Because he looks just like Bone.
Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Yes.
You know what? They from Ohio, dog. They from Cleveland. They don't count.
You're missing the point. It's not because they're from Cleveland, Ohio. It's because they still look like guys from the street.
Yeah, they do. They wear khakis and stuff. We wear khakis in Cleveland. Everybody in Texas, Houston, Texas, everybody in the hood wear khakis and t-shirts, G.
So everybody from the streets this is normal.
So when Cube up there on stage, Crip walking, he not projecting no kind of image.
Not doing this.
He's throwing a W up.
And he Crip walking.
What everybody Crip walks today. He wasn't Crip walking 30 years ago.
Okay. So I'm just not having illusions.
But
now.
Cube, okay. It was not at the.
And I like Cube.
He got
Cube,
into the industry in like 88 or 7 or something like that. Like that wasn't really the state of LA culture and musical culture anyway at that time.
Gangster is not gangster. While it does loosely in regular world mean something specifically, in hip hop it means just keep it street. Like when everybody on the West, the rappers themselves were calling it reality rap. The journalists coined it gangster rap. They didn't coin it gangster rap. They coined it reality rap. They were talking about the reality of Los Angeles County streets, Southern California street life. Same thing in the Bay, Northern California street life. But everybody still in the streets wore Dickies, Chucks, and T-shirts because they were cheap and didn't nobody had no money. Shout out to Joey Westside. They think Chuck Dickies mean a gang. That's street. Exactly. That's how people in the street dress because this is what they could afford to be fresh. They creased them up. They put thick laces to give them style. You feel me? That's what it was. So no, like people didn't know Easy was a gang member. Easy didn't project gang member. Easy projected street. Ren projected street. Dre is not a gang member. He's successful. Snoop is really quick. Like Snoop.
That's like the Testament, the New and Old Testament turning point, though.
Exactly.
Like after the mid 90s, it's a lot different conversation to me than it is in the late 80s as far as the culture of LA hip hop music goes in that regard.
Shout out to Ronald Green Jr. Then I hit
because Warren G's not a gangster, is he? I think Warren G gangbang.
Shout out to Ronald Green Jr. Then I hit a left on Roof Ellen. What up, Loke?
That's what I told you that, man. You be trying to deny stuff. I knew I wasn't crazy. I told you he was doing that. When you say Loke, that's a Crip term. Ice Cube definitely has Crip characteristics in his music.
If I call Glasses a Loke, am I a gangster?
Hold on. Who started saying the word Loke and putting Loke in their name? You damn liar.
What you say?
Who started that?
Saying Loke?
Yeah.
I don't know who started saying Loke. The first person to say Loke?
That's a Pyru word.
Loke is I didn't know like Loke was a Pyru word. That's still some gangbanging shit.
It's not. On Quick's first album, he had a song called Loked Out Hood.
Loked Out Hood.
Oh. But he's not a Crip.
No, but still, that's gangbanging term. It don't matter if it's Crip of blood. It don't matter if it's Crip of blood. It's some gangbanging stuff. It's some gangbanging stuff.
Player Ham has said Loke. Loke means loco, crazy. How
I know what loco means, but that's a gang term, though.
It's not. It's a street term that gangbangers embraced. First, Pyrus embraced it. Then guess what? Crips embraced it. And then Pyru said, we don't want nothing to do with that. Y'all done ran it through the mud.
And Cube with his cripping. Gone with your
Why he's not Pyruing then?
He could have been, but whatever.
Exactly. He's not from, it don't have nothing to do with that.
I ain't never saw Cube wear no red.
What do you mean? Cube wear all kind of colors.
He used to wear a lot of black. He used to wear a lot of
wears like black or white.
He used to wear a lot of black back in the day.
He wear blacks to this day. That's
grayscale.
And then still he also said, I don't bang, I write the good rhymes. The whole scene reminded me of good times. He told you right there, I don't bang. People I've heard things about his brother.
He's in the game. He's also said that he's in the game.
NWA is the gang.
He didn't say NWA was a gang. He said this is a gang.
He said this is a gang and I'm in it.
You know he was projecting that he was from 111, dog.
No, he was not. I never thought that.
Neither did Cypress Hill.
What did Quick do when he came out? Quick drew the line right away, didn't he?
No, Quick was
what did 8 do? That's what I'm saying. We knew 8 was track new. Like right away, I knew 8 was track new on that first CMW album. It was no conflating it, no nothing.
The image that they really like. You know, if you hear Quick's albums, you would think he was just this hardcore gangbanger.
No. He was gangbanging. Shout out to Free Thinker. What about Lokes? That's a great point.
Yeah, Lokes is a gang thing.
It's not a gang thing, and you know it's not. Instead of you being honest, you just being.
He ready to laugh. Look at him. He ready to laugh.
I'm just, man, I'm not fucking around. I'm just telling y'all.
Shout out to Mark here. Cube wears red in videos. Yes, he does.
Everything, whatever he want to wear, man.
Yes, Ice Cube.
Yeah, and I love Ice Cube, man. But I'm just telling y'all, don't act like that. You don't have to pretend like you from a gang to be out here to be. These rappers out here pretend like they from gangs. It's not really from gangs.
No, you don't. You have to be street savvy.
So, G, it's not nobody that's faking the funk.
I'm not saying there's nobody. I'm telling you don't have to. You just have to be street.
People do it though. People do it. Soulja Boy said
people are late. Well, he's not playing. He's serious.
7th Street. Look at what NHC. Look at what Spirit Wonder said. He said, "I grew up in the NHC, but that's not who I grew up to be."
Shout out to Spirit Wonder for that gym. Hey, shout out to everybody killing the chats. I'm glad y'all joining in on this conversation. It's important that we stop steal from his shenanigans. Lying about what you have to be on the West Coast to be successful.
Man, you know what? I'm just telling you what I see. I didn't make the rules.
Shout out to Spirit Wonder. Shout out to Free Thinker. Shout out to Fat.
So, G, let me ask you a question.
No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, right here. Digital Soapbox Network, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon. Click the thumbs up button real quick. We're going to keep it going. We know it's time for y'all to get back to work, but we're going to keep going. Put your AirPods in so you can hear. Act like you on your computer doing your job. If you at Walmart, act like you doing your work, like you looking for something for somebody. You know what I mean? Don't jump off the string. We going to keep going for y'all for a little longer. Spirit Wonder, I grew up in the NACs, but that's not who I grew up to be.
And I love Ice Cube. I didn't see a
Don't lie on the Cube.
But he still projected Crippin'.
No, he didn't.
I didn't.
You mistaken. See, you think everything street is Crippin' or Bloodin'. That's your.
No, I don't, bro.
How?
Only from LA.
That's your biased Cleveland mentality.
No, I mean, I've been out here since '88. I've been out here actually longer than I was in Cleveland.
I told you that too, but that don't change. You have a biased perspective. You think anything street is Crips and Bloods, and we
Cypress Hill gangbang.
No, I you know what? I heard that Be Real was somewhere, but they wouldn't get to me. They didn't get to promote gangbanging in their music.
Who?
Cypress Hill. They was, they was just.
No, they talking about smoking weed.
How I can just
kill a man. That was a hard song. Ghetto Boys got songs about killing people. They wasn't no gangbangers.
Why you don't look at them as gang members?
Because they're not from LA.
Like I don't know I don't know every neighborhood.
What are you talking about? We come from the Midwest.
13s or nothing like that, or whatever's down there. I don't know.
Still, we come from the origination of we come from the Midwest, Chicago, 1957. I know you know.
How dare you look down on us when this is all the Midwest fault?
But
wow, really, bro?
All the street gang stuff.
It's different. It's a little bit. You know really, what, man? Bro? I ain't gonna get in this conversation with you because you're trying to make me sound biased.
Really, bro?
You are biased.
No, I'm not biased, bro. I love Crips and I love Bloods.
You come from a place in America that created black street gangs.
Y'all
gangs started, but they was different in the Midwest, though.
Y'all use Uzis and AKs before anybody. Don't even talk, bro. We wasn't doing no drive-bys. You don't want to start, bro.
Chicago cleared 900 in 1972. That's a lot of revolvers.
You don't want to start.
Hold up. Here's the key. Let me start the engine. Boom. Let me rev the gas. I want to start.
You don't want to start.
You said we started that? No, some white men in Chicago started that. The Midwest again. Tommy guns, drive-bys.
And they was hitting who they intended to hit.
No, they killed innocent people too.
They was hitting who they intended to hit. Oh, they killed innocent people. Kids out here playing the part, and they just drive by with their bandanas on and just get this spraying.
White men in Chicago killed innocent people too. And they started with drive-bys, and they started with the automatics with the Tommy guns.
The most popular rapper of all time is a full-fledged LBC. Don't start, man. Like y'all took gangbanging to the Olympics. Be quiet, glasses.
So you should quiet. You should be proud.
From a marketing standpoint.
You should be proud.
And
that's all I'm saying is that I think feel like in order for be successful to promote. Gee, I'm gonna tell you, I had a record executive tell me we gonna put some cloaks on you, we gonna put a khaki suit on you, a custom khaki suit, and we gonna make up this our BS you not.
He was right.
They was gonna try to make me a gangbanger, dog.
Oh, they was gonna make you street.
And I wasn't with it. I'm gonna tell you, dog. I'm not gonna say what rap it is. I'll let y'all guess. When I was 22 years old, dude,
that's like 1974. Hip hop hadn't even come out yet.
Peter, you trying to be funny.
Pete throwing all time.
I'm just messing with you.
But I went to Hollywood Hills. You know who used to live in Hollywood Hills? This dude said, "Yeah, man, we gonna say you from the hood. And we gonna put this on you." And I wasn't with that. I said, "Take me back to the crib. Take me back to the crib." I'm not with that.
You are from the hood.
I'm not from no neighborhood, dog. I am from
you're from the hood.
I'm from where I live at. I'm from the house, the Steele family. No, that's where I'm from.
See, and this is what's wrong with this is what y'all don't understand about hip hop. Hip hop it was made for ghetto people. It was made for ghetto culture. So then when you don't want to be a part of ghetto culture, you think we want to hear your suburban experience, which you don't even have a suburban experience. You from the ghetto of Cleveland. And when you came to Los Angeles, you went to the ghetto of Long Beach. So all that man was asking you was to be street. He didn't want you to be a rapidy rap acting like you from New York. He wanted you to represent street urban culture based on.
He wanted me to be
tired of all the steals.
He said, "Well, you acting like you a Crip. You gonna wear khakis."
Oh no, he said that's not what he said.
He wanted you to be doing this, doing that.
He said he's glad you wear some Lokes, put a Dickie top on, Dickie bottom, some Chucks. That would have made you street. That's the perspective of
I've been out
people
there
in
promoting.
street
I've been
life.
out there promoting and cripping. I've been out there
Now, you
promoting.
don't have to be a crip. You actually talked about you sold dope before. You actually talked about growing up poor. You actually talked about getting in fights. You talked about coming from the ghettos we come from to express our struggle.
Man,
so how would you have to be a crip?
I used to squab every day. Like seriously, you ask any of my brothers, ask my
I don't believe you in your suburban existence. You didn't want to.
I used to squab every day, but
he didn't want
to
with us.
You know what, G? I'm gonna tell you.
He was like,
people should be happy now. People should be happy that I'm happy I'm living my suburban experience. Because I damn sure back in the day when allowed niggas to come online and do shit like call me a buster, that's for real.
That's because you a buster now. Shout out to Fast.
Oh, I don't have nothing against no Crips. I don't have nothing against no Crips. This man is my brother, and he's a Crip. This man is my brother. I love Crips.
That's the truth.
Still, you're kind of doing the thing where it's like you're doing the I got a black thing, where it's like I got a Crip friend thing.
No, I don't have nothing.
Wow.
I was giving you a grief, Steel. I was giving you a time.
DRS was the real gang members and raps. DJ Quick is probably before DRS and MCA. So
actually, Tone Loc probably was the first.
The ball head. What about the ball head nut?
Quick and Tone Loc is about the same time. Yeah.
What about the ball head nut?
Was
yeah.
C-Bo ain't in
I think C-Bo came out. He came out after Quick.
Yeah.
Right on.
Was Ice-T not? He wasn't from 6 O's or
Ice-T was affiliated. I don't think.
And that's what
I get a like.
And I think that's Steele's point. Everybody's affiliated, but you are too. Steele, right?
I got friends from gangs.
Hold up.
That's sort of like affiliated.
Steele, you ain't never threw up the set one time.
Man, no, I get sold with them dudes.
Okay,
man,
no, he fought with them dudes.
It was in him. It wasn't on him. It wasn't a tattoo. It was in him.
My friends.
He just said it. He just said it.
It was my friends and my teammates.
He just said it. He just said it.
That's all gangbanging is, bro.
He said it wasn't in me. He said
we should bring Fonby in here real quick.
It wasn't on me. It was in me.
So we can talk about when he's finna put you on Insane. You was finna be Big Country Loc from Insane.
Hey.
Shout out.
We already discussed that on the Outside show that one day for the 100th episode.
Hate us. That is true.
Man, don't say that. Don't say that. Gee, don't do that because I love the homies.
You hate us.
No, I don't.
Don't do that.
Most of these rappers,
Ice-T. I don't know if Ice-T. I would classify Ice-T publicly that way. Now, is Ice-T a low to me? Yes, that's my low. Maybe, but I don't know if I feel comfortable publicly acknowledge him and making him a part of the shenanigans. But again, I'm
gonna tell you what Ice-T. From what I hear, Ice-T was a jewel thief. From what I heard.
Yeah, but everybody
there's a lot of fog around.
Communities do different things. Yeah. Shout out to Free Thinker. What about the movie The Warriors? There were gangs in New York. There was always gangs in New York. That's why I don't know why these dudes look down on us. I'd be like, bro, y'all got. That's like how Twan and them, like they just tried to act like we started drive-bys, like some dude in Chicago didn't start it, a white man.
It was
okay, but from a black standpoint,
marketing.
From a black standpoint, y'all put it. We never heard about no.
Twan, can I ask a question?
Of course.
I was doing I'm always looking at weird data crap. It never stops. I'm a weird guy. Chicago, I want to say their all-time murder number peak was 1972 at 981. That is a lot of revolvers.
No cameras.
No cameras.
No cameras. No YouTube. No.
Oh, you mean there was no movies made about them, but they were.
All I'm asking is in that era, because it was high for like that early mid part of the 70s out there. They weren't using there were no heavy hitters. There was no big artillery in that era at that part of the country.
I was 2 years old. I ain't gonna start running my mouth.
You know people.
I mean, I just put it like this: things were way more organized, and it was a different time. And if you got it, you had it coming. Let's put it like that.
That's fine. I'm just asking about the equipment. That's my only question.
Whatever was available was money in the hood back then. Whatever was available.
What was available?
Whatever was available, what everybody else usually had, you know what I mean? Whatever they had in LA, we had in the Midwest.
No. Whatever y'all had in the Midwest, we had in LA.
Y'all right next to the cartel. Stop.
No.
Don't
Whatever
even play,
y'all
bro.
had in the
Like,
Midwest,
let's stop.
the
See, let
brother.
me ask y'all a question, and I know this totally y'all feel. I'm sick of people hating on Bronny, dog.
I'm not.
Let me ask
I'm just
y'all
getting
this.
warmed up.
Because see, people be lying. People be lying to themselves. If you have the opportunity to put your son in the NBA or the NFL, most people go do that, bro.
Yes.
Most people are going to do that.
But you
That
should
has
still
nothing to
be
do with the other
critiqued.
part.
Yeah, you still should be critiqued.
Yeah, you know what though? But they just go extra him. If he wasn't Brian's son, he wouldn't get all that criticism.
Still, this is what I will
If he
say.
wasn't Braun's son, he wouldn't be in the league.
He wouldn't be anywhere.
Still, this is what I will say. He should enjoy this honeymoon movement because when they send him down to the G League, all them young hungry cats that don't have generational wealth, that want that spot that he just came from, they're going to be trying to take him.
Now, I will tell you this. The one thing I would never do, to me in sports, you got to earn it, man. You got to be that dude. You got to do it.
He averaged 4 points a game at USC. What do you call that?
Now, the thing is, but, you know, he got an opportunity. I'm not against him going to the G League or nothing like that, but I think people just overly talking about that, though.
Overly?
His career is as secure as his father's Achilles tendons at 41 years old.
Still, put it like this: when he get to the G League, it's either gonna make him or break him because those cats are going at him because he has generational wealth. He has a spot. He has a guaranteed contract that all of them cats won't. And a lot of them cats, even though they might be chummy with him, a lot of them cats are going to be looking to embarrass him, bro. So I just hope people are ready for it because that's what I foresee. I don't so foresee him getting down there and dominating. I don't think that's the case because there's tons of young players that's out there that's better than Bronny right now that don't have the same shot.
You know what, man? I'm going to tell y'all something. Nepotism happens all over the world.
I don't disagree with that.
Right? Because I'm going to tell you this.
And most people...
I'm going to tell you something. This for real. It's just not talked about as much. Do you know how many position coaches got sons on the team in the NFL?
None of that do I dispute, bro.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that happened. This is a true story. I'm gonna keep the team nameless. People gotta do their own research. My son messed around and dog walked this dude in practice one day, and they held a grudge against him for that. And he didn't never know. He said, I didn't know that was that coach's son. Slammed the dude all on his neck and everything. Called him out his name and everything. He got punished, penalized for that. What I do think, I don't think we can be mad at people for giving their kids opportunities, though.
Yes, we should. And they should. We should be mad, and they should do it anyway because that's what. When you do something just for you to benefit you, the rest of the world should be upset.
This
but
is
you
like
are doing what you're supposed to do.
This is like the freedom of speech misnomer.
Yeah.
I'm free to say whatever I want, and I'm free to say how stupid it is.
Type shit.
So, Pete, if you had a son and you had a business, and your son, you had an open position in there that was going to pay $150,000, $200,000 a year, you want to give it to your son?
Yes,
I might, and I might not. It would depend. It would depend on the degree, and it also would. I don't remember getting a career handed to me.
Pete,
I don't remember getting a career handed to me. But at the same time,
well, you was probably outcast, bro. You probably wasn't doing what you was doing.
No. Pete really get it out the mud. He believe in that.
But like, even with that, if I did that, and I'll say this much: my mom's dad owned a big company. There's a lot of legacy. They employed hundreds of people,
and I'm pretty sure they've offered you multiple jobs over there, ain't they?
No, it got sold when I was too young. But I'll say that there were some family members that got some hanger-on jobs, one kind of, but everybody else who worked hard and contributed and excelled. The couple guys that were hangers-on people, they stuck them in the back corner and were just like, here's whatever, just go over, just don't get in anybody's way. Just stay out of everyone's sight.
Shout out to Free Thinker. Glasses, what do you think of Raymond Washington and Turtle? Man, Turtle is the greatest Crip ever from Compton. He's the greatest Crip ever from Compton. If I had a top 3 list of Compton Crippin', Turtle would be number 1.
Where would Gangsta be?
Number 2.
Gangsta would be number 2?
Yeah, Baby Gangsta probably would be number 2.
Shout out to Baby Gangsta. That's the homie, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to we probably, you know, we probably need to have him on one day, but something different, dog. I think
Raymond,
we need to do that.
Raymond is like a really like I really want to do a film on Raymond, but in a really unique way.
Is he alive?
No, he passed away. He got killed in 1979.
Oh, okay.
But Raymond was one of those people, like his story is really rich. Raymond is the original founder of the Crips. Like Tookie kind of is credited, you know what I mean? But he was more of like the logo. Raymond is actually the first, you know, founder. Raymond and another brother from the East Side. So yeah, them is forgive me for saying it to some degree. They are two of my favorite characters in folklore. Like Turtle is just like my mom knew Turtle. He was like everybody.
Why do you think it's so difficult to get that movie done, bro? Because his daughter been trying to push that for a minute.
It's a complex story, and it's a really weird place.
There's a lot of
shout out
politics
to
involved
Kelvin.
with that.
I'm never not celebrate nepotism for Black families when it works. Kelvin, I don't think it's about celebrating nepotism, but it's okay to also have critique. Like y'all have to stop. You got to get your panties out of your crack. It's okay to be like to be critical of opportunity. It's no crime in it. LeBron did what he's supposed to do as a father, and it's okay still to be to critique his son's ability. He's a professional NBA player. Both things are okay. It don't have to go one way. Like you can live in a space with polarity. That's what creates power. Like it's okay that we're hypercritical of him getting an opportunity based off his dad. We shouldn't be celebrating Bronny for getting the opportunity anyway. We should be celebrating LeBron for doing what he's supposed to do for his son, and we should be critical over Bronny and what he does with his opportunity. That's okay. Both things is great. No crime in that. Like, but you got to stop acting like it got to be one or the other or something is wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that serious, bro. It's not that serious. Shout out to Revenge. We don't like nepotism when they do it, but now it's our turn. The cycle continues. I think it's both the same. Like I said, it's okay that both things exist. LeBron is doing the right thing by his son. And
man, I'll tell you this: if I was an NFL GM, my son wouldn't be on the practice roster. He'd be out there on the 53-man roster. I ain't leaving front. And he have a guaranteed contract.
I think it's fair for all of us to say the same thing, but it'd be okay if the rest of the people that are fans of the NFL be critical if your son is not performing.
I wouldn't, me personally, I don't think I would give a damn.
It's different when you own the thing because
it ain't
it's
about
price
LeBron.
you're paying out of your own pocket.
LeBron giving a damn, but I'm saying you can't be mad at us because we like, bro, this dude can't play.
Well, one thing I will tell you about NFL owners, Peter, they not putting their sons on the team because that's not really even the best position. They putting their sons in the office.
To be the GM.
They in the office. They giving their nephews scouting jobs and stuff, scouting jobs and positions in the front office.
But they're the owner and employer. Mm-hmm. It's different when you're an employee to a degree.
Hold on. And then we talk bad about Jim Buss. When Jim Buss was running the Lakers, like, this nigga's horrible. We don't got as much to say about Jeannie. Like, listen, I agree. Shout out to the homie, the 2 T's Network. What's up, player? At least 4 other players have son in the NBA. Shaq got his son on the Sac Kings, in my opinion. And if they don't perform, we talking bad about him. Now, we ain't talking bad about shit.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to tell you this. If he wasn't LeBron's son, wouldn't nobody have nothing to say about him?
So this is what I've been trying to...
He wouldn't be in the NBA if he wasn't LeBron's son.
How we know that?
So this is what
he averaged 4 points a game at US fucking C. That's how we know that.
Gentlemen, let me just say this real quick.
Right there.
Let me just say this real quick. Wow. The honeymoon is over. The honeymoon is over. It's beautiful while it lasted. We got a chance. We got a moment in history that we'll never probably see again. Bill Walton didn't get a chance to play with Luke, so on and so forth. Let's frame it and put it in the trophy on the wall, and let's remember it. But to be quite honest, like I said, now the shit starts though. Because once they send him to the G League, they sending him amongst the piranhas and hyenas, bro. They're not sending him against guys that's going to be like, oh, Bronny coming, and they're going to be trying to be chummy with him. They're going to shake hands before the game, and then they're going to try to knock his head off in the game. They're going to try to embarrass him. And that's the way that's going to happen. And
nobody has critique for LeBron James for getting his son in the NBA.
No, man, that's a beautiful thing.
Hold on 1 second. I got my homeboy, JJ Fonby from Long Beach City, from the LBC. Fonby, what's happening, man?
It's better to be a square with Papa.
Oh man, I'm on here with glasses in them, man. Could you tell these cats I in no way condone gang banging? I would never part of no gang banging.
He went back to that.
We back. Pastor, come on, God. We doing this again?
Fine. Fine.
No, he never claimed the turf.
Still is full of it. Hold up, Fomby.
He would have been from the set, but nah, he ain't never claimed the set.
Exactly. Exactly. Has he ever did any type of Hey, what was his name gonna be from Insane, Fomby, if you would have got him?
I don't know. We gave him like a, I don't know. What kind of name would he have? He might have been up under me. I don't know.
Ooh, little Fomby.
So he would have made his own name. He might have been his own name though.
He'd have been a country.
Steel or something. I don't know. Steel Loke or something.
Nah, Fomby, y'all should have called him Big Country Low. Miss Shane.
Big Country Low.
Big Country Low.
I call him Big Rusty because he's like Steel, but he's from the Rust Belt, so just Big Rusty.
Rusty is crazy. That's definitely not a cool game.
That's
man.
crazy, man. Man, Fomby, I love you, man.
Man, it's always good to hear your voice, baby.
Listen, make sure y'all check out On the Line podcast. KK Fomby and Junior, man. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah.
Be glad.
My
Be
man.
good time, Still do y'all stuff, man. I'll tap into y'all, man.
Love, Fomby. Much love.
He still was a gangster though. Still.
Shout out to Free Thinker. Isn't the term cracking a gang term? Not in Los Angeles. In New York, it is. In New York, it is. Not to us. We don't really say that. Bracking is a blood term, but cracking ain't. Everybody said cracking.
Hold on, G, back to this real quick. I don't think there's nothing wrong with just like this. If I'm in position to get the homies a job, I would for sure do it. If I'm in position to help anybody on this panel feed their family in any kind of way, I'm doing it.
Yes, but
we need more nepotism.
It's okay if somebody else that deserves the position is critical of that decision. It's okay. Both things can exist, and it's good. Stop.
This
You
isn't
gotta stop
complicated.
thinking everybody needs to agree with your moves. They
Some
don't
people just need to be quiet and just let it be what it is.
No.
No.
You need to pick up your
You need
balls.
to make a decision and live with it.
Yes, you have to pick up your balls and be okay with the critique. It's okay. Like nobody's critical of LeBron James for getting his son. You don't hear people like, man, LeBron got his son in the NBA. Nobody's saying that.
No.
We all like that is a dream for a father to be able to play with his son. So it actually lifted Bron in my mind. Like that was cool. You got your son. Now his son play? It's okay if people are critical over his abilities. It's okay. It's a professional NBA. It's the NBA's professional basketball. It's cool. Y'all gotta stop acting like that, man. Y'all gotta stop acting like it's something wrong when people have critique over certain things. That's a great point. Shout out to Deuce Manifesto. Nepotism worked for Cube, O'Shea Jr. And he dope. He is finding his own way. I see his film.
O'Shea is dope.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it can work. That's why nobody, I'm like, well, Lil O'Shea only got the role in the movie because he Cube's son. No, he was actually really good at launching his career. He was great at it. It worked out.
And it's actually been good. I saw him playing a character, man. It was this movie about these thieves, right? And he had a British accent. He pulled that little dude can act, man.
He cold, man.
That little dude is cold, man. He got talent.
He did a movie where he was in jail. I watched him get busy. Dude is, he is daddy's son, bro. He is a talented,
he's a talented dude.
He might even be a better actor than Pops.
Yo, I think he's a great actor, bro.
I think he is.
That's probably pretty.
And that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, yes, nepotism may have got him an opportunity to do the film, but F. Gary Gray had to see the potential. Because if you think about, again, Straight Outta Compton, this is a 9-figure film. This film does incredible, and they couldn't risk any mistakes. So he went up there and stood with really great actors, did his thing, and now he's, even like he's probably a better. His dad is like some dude really from the streets.
It's snakes out there this big.
But he
turn your punk ass over.
He had to figure it out. His son is like he's benefiting from the opportunity, and he's doing a lot. It's working out for him.
The one thing I will say, man,
he carried John Voight in that movie. Carried John Voight.
He had his son prepared.
His brother.
He had his son prepared, though, man.
Well, like, look at Denzel's kid. Denzel's kid went out of his way to like distance himself from that and kind of
he's a really good actor.
I really like him.
Shout out to the homie Street Tree, you stupid. Bronny was supposed to be better than LeBron.
I'm done, bro. I'm so done. Hey, Pete, I always wanted to say that on the podcast. I'm gonna say it one more time. It's snakes out there this big. I'm cold, dog. I'm cold. I need to be.
I don't know how the hell they threw that cast together for that shit film.
LeBron is really a daddy ball dude. He keep telling people how good he is. They want to see Bronny on the big stage. They don't want him in the G League.
That's what dads are supposed to do. Listen, Bron is whatever he didn't do as a father right now on the father scale, he going up. He be like, yeah, you know, my son can hang with them, and I'll be like, that's a dad, like LeVar Ball, like you be like, yeah, this is what a dad is supposed to do. You feel me? This is what a dad's supposed to do. Now, if your son's got to live up to the hype and deliver, and it's okay if we critical over them. Shout out to the homie Revenge. He makes a great point. He said, can y'all shout out your social media tags at some point? I got stealing glasses. Pete, what's your social media tag?
I'm on Instagram. I am Peter_BAS_BOSS.
That's a lot of shit, dude.
I'm Twine Mac.
True.
I'm at TWANMACK 24. Just look, if you look for adult contemporary hip hop, I should pop up.
Shout out to neighbor, and Bronny don't got to feed his family. It might be harder to be motivated.
And
You know what I think Bronny's issue. Bronny is well schooled in hoops. You could tell he had the best training. You know, he got some decent athleticism. The one thing that make all professional sports better than everything is game speed, how fast things happen. And I think that's his problem. Like for a guy his size, he needs a level of explosive quickness or just this ridiculous over-the-top skill set. And it just didn't come together that way. But, you know, shout out to Pops for getting him an opportunity, bro. Like at the end of the day, like I'm hypercritical of LeBron, you know, as a basketball player. He is one of the 5 greatest players to ever play. He's the greatest small forward. He had the greatest career of any small forwards in the history of basketball. You know what I mean? But his son got his own legacy. And shout out to the opportunity that his dad presented him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what
ball shit
as a father. Yeah.
That's
and
ball shit.
It's okay if fans are critical of his son's dedication and performances. Both things can exist. We're not now when you got to start worrying about being mad at people being mad at LeBron for giving his son. Nobody's saying, you know what, LeBron, you gave your son opportunity. You ain't shit. That's not what's happening.
Yeah, that's
everybody. Yo, bro, your son got to be able to hoop, especially me as a Laker fan.
Hey, big dog,
bro,
I got to bounce, man.
Okay, well, we gonna shut it all
Love
down.
y'all.
We gonna leave together.
Right.
Again, this is No Sentence Live, the lunch hour. Thumbs up right there in them chats. We back here Monday at 12 noon. Y'all get back to work, get to making that money. Click the link in the description. Follow the taglines you see right there on the screens. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna start uploading the clips and all that. Click the link in the description. Subscribe to No Sentence Podcast. We just did an amazing episode where we kind of chronicle what's going on with Dirk and how it started over a woman and deciding if warring over women is worth it. It's a really great pod. Check it out. Peace. We out this thing, bro. Mac, are you on Twitter? Squishy said before I leave, because Squishy is like my dog.
I am. Just look for Twine Mac.
Twine
Just look for Twine Mac Squishy. I follow back.
Much love.
Love, family.
Yeah.